I woke up super early this morning with one dream. I've been thinking about this for a few days, tried to do it on stream last night, couldn't manage it. I want to try getting a morsel-only reform build. So maximum one additional unit, champion, morsels. Don't know if I can get it to work, but I have a dream. I'm gonna try it. Let's see if we can make this work. So we're gonna go Melting Remnant Umbra, and again, I'm only allowed to keep one other unit by Seraph. All the rest of the units are morsels. Crushing Demise with holdover and a morsel production could actually make this work. All right, so we're gonna try it. The question is Flicker Liquor. Flicker Liquor is fantastic. If you get high cost spells, basically you can make them play for free, especially with the idea that we're going to be hopefully reforming a bunch of morsels. Honestly, Flicker's Liquor is so good. It enables you to have just tons of high cost cards, as well as enabling the Ember Drain cards. So I actually like the idea of Flicker's Liquor. We're going with... Yes, okay, we got the reform. Where is it? Crushing Demise. If I can get holdover on this, I think we can make the deck work, because with all of the morsels coming back, if I can get this every turn, that's hopefully allowing me to kill off top units. If I duplicate it, if I could have 2 or 3 of these each turn and just use morsels to, Crushing Demise every floor. The biggest issue is going to be taking out the bosses, but that's where reforming the morsels and having them be insanely strong by the end, even having morsels on their own floor, not getting eaten, but stacked with tons of stats from getting reformed, and then, I mean, by then they should have a lot of burnout. So, again, Theorycraft, I'm hoping that it works. Starting from the beginning, having enemies appear on each floor, and then just chump blocking for my champion early on. That might be enough to get me through. We put Rector Flicker, and I need a chump block with at least 1 unit. So let's get that. We can even double chump block, because we'll get the morsels back and they'll be reformed. One of them will be reformed with enough health to chump block the second row. Let's put it on him now. I think we can start stacking it early. We're going to need a lot of damage to get through the boss. If we get a Train Steward, he'll block 2 of the hits. We can get the morsel out to block another hit. And we can then add more rage, get out a drag, and then Crushing Demise it just to get rid of some of the units there. Get another Entombed Explosion out. This floor they're all going to end up doing 1 damage. So one morsel should be able to chump block for the whole row. So in that case, let's stack some units on the bottom floor. We can put a drag up here. We can put rage onto one of the Train Stewards. Get a drag. Put out another Train Steward with 2 drags. We're killing off 1, 2. If we chump block with one of these here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then this keeps the drag alive, meaning we kill off 1 more. We can take basically 1 less damage. Taking 7 damage is fine. We don't need a Crushing Demise. They're both going to die. I think adding more rage onto our champion. Yeah, that's what we need. We need something to buff our champion. We can use this one to go behind our Train Steward and do some damage. And then we can toss another one here. Actually, that drag's pretty good. That might be able to help us kill the boss. So we get Ember Rage there. And then, again, that's enough to kill him. Alright, so first battle, a little bit dicey. We ended up trading 7 Pyre health for 75 coin. And again, we're not looking for units here. Wicklash is great. And I really like Mind Collapse. It's a way, again, to enable... It's a way to enable more Ember Drain cards, because we can use Mind Collapse with any additional... Sorry, with any magic damage, we can enable Mind Collapse, which will gain us Ember even if we start with 0 Ember at the beginning of the battle. Or of the round. But Mind Collapse is a good way to just get some cheap damage out, so I think that's going to be most valuable for us. Oh, please hold over. Yes, okay, we got hold over. Yeah, I think we need it on Crushing Demise, just to clear out high health units. Get -1 on it to make it free. We will need to duplicate it. So we have 1 Hell Vent, we have 2 Hell Vents, 3 Hell Vents. So by the end we could potentially have a constant revolving... I shouldn't even check the Seraph. Temperate strength of the units, that's fine. So we can just continue to use a revolving Crushing Demise on our Morsels to basically clear out floors. So that will be 3 units every single turn that we can play for 0 cost, which means that we will get at least 3 cards every single turn that we will reduce to 0. So I think we should be fine. We definitely want Mind Collapse to have energy just in case, but we can get rid of a Train Steward. Do we want a unit draft now? Let me check the next area. What would we get? We shouldn't need to worry about the extra damage as long as we can get our what is it called? Crushing Demise running. So we're gonna put them on the 2nd floor to try to take advantage of it. But remember, we want to keep this bottom floor completely clear so that we can continue to use Crushing Demise after every turn. It's basically the only way with this type of deck that we're going to be able to kill high health units, because our Morsels won't scale fast enough. They should scale fast enough for the boss, but they won't scale fast enough for some of these early high health units. So we get the Drag back out, we get the Rebel Morsel. So that will kill the Forged Disciple, which is really the one we're worried about. We can get some lifesteal and damage onto our champion, who will then reform it. Let's start getting rage onto our champion. This guy's going to die no matter what. Let's hope we get the Forged Disciple. We did not. Although getting rid of the Sinner's Burden is also okay. But I still think it would be better to do it like this. Plus we get more lifesteal on our champion, more damage on our champion. And then the question is, do we put the Train Steward maybe on the top floor as a backup? In case the boss... I don't think the boss is going to get through here. But the Train Steward's just going to die if we put him on the bottom floor. So let's put him on the top for now. The nice thing is, as well, is Flicker's Liquor does trigger on Scourges. So from an Ember perspective, even with Ember Drain, we're not at any risk of having him die. We can chump block here with the Entombed Explosive. That will take out the Disciple Protector. And then we can Crushing Demise on the top floor this Forged Disciple. So we should be just fine. Let's put another Train Steward on top. Or actually, let's put him on the bottom now, because we want to Crushing Demise up here to get rid of the Forged Disciple if we can't do enough damage. And we don't need to do Crushing Demise here. Let's just put some extra damage on the Forged Disciple. Actually, we probably will die without having to use... Oh, I didn't play it. Oh, crap. We just need one drag up here in the right place in order to take out the Forged Disciple. Wicklash onto this drag just to do some extra damage. We can chump block some more. We only take he only takes 14 damage. This is going to be tough. Chump block. Get rid of the Sinner's Burden. Take out one of them. Get another drag out. Could be a little dicey. If we put this behind, he will get lifesteal. The problem is that their combined damage kill him outright. So we can put another drag and get the morsel behind. We're only going to put 18 damage. I mean, he will die to our pyre, and I don't think he'll be able to kill us. He would have to hit us 10 times. Yeah, I really made the mistake when I didn't play out the... I didn't play out my Crushing Demise. That really screwed me. Our Train Steward and getting an extra chump blocker in might be the ticket. This gives him 3 damage. This is not going to block enough. This keeps our... yeah, this is the best play because it keeps our drag alive a little bit longer. He can do an extra 27 damage. But we will survive for another fight. Let's take the Drip Fall for now. And Morsel Miner. We want one of them to be our permanent extra unit. I'm thinking we do a Morsel Maker on the same floor as our champion to guarantee we get morsels every turn. It is going to pollute our pool to reform from, so we really need to get a good reform spell as quickly as possible. And then I think getting the Morsel Maker is going to bring the most benefit, because then we can buff up our champion while we are reforming back more and more units. Okay, here's a draft pick. Let's see what we get. We'll probably just take the money, discard the hand, draw 5 more. This is a good enablement card to just get more stuff done each turn. And if we can remove Consume, we don't really care about the Ember cost of our cards, because we are always going to have 0 cost units in our hand, which can then be used to, yeah, our zero cost units can be used to make all other cards 0 cost. Rector Flicker. Let's Mind Collapse to get rid of one of them. Put our Morsel Maker behind, get our first reformable morsel. This is going to be an issue that we can't chump block for our champion. We really need to get our Crushing Demise out as quickly as possible. Okay, so we do him in front. He will tank the first 2 hits. He tanks the 3rd hit. The drag will tank the explosion, and the last drag will then be able to attack. Did I do that wrong? What's the order of... oh, because it's the double explosion. Okay, so we end up just dumping a bunch of units. So we'll use the rage on our Morsel Maker to make sure that all the units are dying. Let's see, this is where we have the problem now. And we have the bomb. So let's Crushing Demise and hope that it doesn't hit our champion. Very lucky. We can then put our Train Steward up top. We can put our Train Steward on bottom. We can Entombed Explosion, which at least will take out this top unit, and then we can Drip Fall the bomb so that it's killing this Train Steward instead of killing our Entombed Explosive. That was very close. we almost just lost right then, so we had to do a major RNG check here with Crushing Demise. I think we can survive the next attack as long as we don't get a bomb in the middle floor again, which we shouldn't, because he should alternate. But that was incredibly close. Okay. We will use Entombed Explosion to take out the first unit. Put out the drag. Now Crushing Demise is free. Do we have any? We will have 0 costs, so let's use that. Great, we took out the haste. Then we can do 1 Shade Splitter. Putting the morsel down will allow us to do the 2nd Shade Splitter. I think we try to protect our Train Steward here, and getting this guy back would be really advantageous. So then we can use Deep Offering to draw 5 more cards and take out one of those units. It may have been smart to play it here, but anyway, getting another drag on the bottom makes a lot of sense. We can now get our Morsel Miner. We can put a drag up here. Get the Morsel Miner to buff up our Train Steward. Unit there to do some extra damage onto the Forged Disciple. We can put some Rage onto our Morsel Maker to do even more damage. And then we should be in the clear. It does guarantee a kill on the front unit. The 2nd unit will do 4 damage to us. I think that that's reasonable. So let's Mind Collapse the bomb. Let's see which one we get first. Magma Morsel. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, this guy can go up to the top floor, and then we can stick 2 Morsel Miners up here and get an extra 3 damage there. And let's continue to stack Rage onto our back unit just to try to get more damage out of him. Final wave. One of the Shade Splitters. Excellent. So then we can put out the first Shade Splitter and Crushing Demise to get rid of the front unit. I think we're gonna survive. I think we're gonna be able to kill the boss. If we enrage here, that increases to 37. If we drip fall, which one? The Train Steward? I think we drip fall the Train Steward. That adds 152 damage. I don't think we're going to be able to kill it. We can put it up here. Doesn't really matter. If we add 2 Shade Splitter, or 1 Shade Splitter, 2nd Shade Splitter, that gives us damage shield 2 onto our onto our drag. So we will be able to get a couple of attacks out of our drag. If we get Wicklash, he'll survive even longer. Well, let's see how it goes. We might already be done. Shade Splitter behind. And a 2nd Shade Splitter. Wicklash. And Mind Collapse. I think he's gonna kill us. So we'll have to try it for a 2nd run. Yeah, we could have saved ourselves a ton of damage on the last battle, but we'll try again.